How's it going, YouTube? Hope you're doing well. We've got some conversations starting to be created due to the reporting of Achilles and the Shift guys, as always. As a reminder, if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications down below. Let me know what you got to say. But to keep in mind with things, if we jump over to the other screen, we've got our roster document. This is being updated on the daily. Today is the 7th. Man, another week already gone by. Crazy times. But it is the 7th when we are recording this video, and the big thing to talk about is some of the tryout rumors that were posted by Achilles. Rather than making you guys kind of try to pay attention to that format, we made it a little bit easier. I've got a roster document that is not out. These are kind of my theory crafted rosters that I'm doing. Some things to discuss. Right now, the conversation around Gentlemates has been clarified that it is Seiko Itachi, Seiko Juicy, plus a third. Very likely that they're going to keep 2/3 of the roster and add someone new. Conversations have been Redosin, Oski. We don't know what situation is going to end up there. And if I was a betting person, I would assume it's Seiko, Itachi, and a third. Thought process of it being Redosin due to speaking French, but I do not know on how things are going to play out. Maybe it's Seiko, Juicy, Oski. It's going to be an ever-evolving thing. Expect them to try out many different iterations through their scrims, which is where this information is coming from. It's very easy to see who is scrimming who. If you have them on your friends list, you can actually go into Rocket League and see who's in a private match, what the time and the score is. And if it lines up, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and figure out who's playing who. So it's a lot of where this stuff tends to come from. On the other side, Vitality, very, very much so looking like a lock. We'll talk about that in a second. But some of the other things from those trial pages that are a little bit more interesting. First one, we don't know if Genji is going to be sticking around, but first kill LJ and who their mysterious third is still yet to be known. We haven't seen any details on that just yet. As for Space Station, there's been conversations of Hoxer, who has been trying out with 2 different duos. Hoxer having the Space Station Gaming org, playing with Talk and Wavy. So these 3, Talk, Wavy, and Hoxer. There's also been conversations of Hoxer, Calm, and Kofer as well. Whether those will play out specifically, we do not know. I personally think you do a combination of the 2 and do Hoxer, Talk, and Calm, but we'll see how things play out. You just never know who stands out to you. Over on Dignitas, conversations of the rebuild around Stizzy. Some of the tryouts that have been discussed is Stizzy has been seen trying out with Oli and Jorias. And then there's also been talks of Jack returning to his former team that almost made him retire. If you guys don't know about that, go check out some of my previous videos. But there's a chance Jack almost retired from Rocket League because Dignitas would not let him leave to go to Genji. Pretty crazy times. But there's a chance that Stizzy Jack plus third, whether that is Stizzy Jack Chronic, Stizzy Jack Nas, Stizzy Jack Oli, we do not know. The one that's not part of that conversation is Jorius from the sounds of things. Last but not least, we talked about TSM with Hockey and Cream. I said, hey, Zanil, because that's who's playing with them in CRL. But it sounds like they're trying some different thirds as well between Andy, Oath, and Crispy. Curious on why they're not trying out some of these other ones, whether it be Arsenal or otherwise. Maybe some of those guys aren't interested. There is a lot of different ones in movement with that. So you guys up to date as much as I can in regards to who's going where, what's going on. The conversation around Oxygen still, we assume, may potentially be Rise. But maybe we see some of those leftovers like Rise, Juicy, Alpha, and some of the others potentially form into something brand new. Again, a lot of moving parts. We do not know. Up next, conversations I mentioned about that BDS team. It is reported by Achilles and Optimist that Team Vitality has reached a verbal agreement with Exotic. Again, not confirmed, but again, the track record has been proving very, very good. So if that's the case, Vitality will be all locked in with the big 3, and it's going to be mighty scary for the Vitality team. The conversation that I've been having with my chat around it is who's going to be their coach. Are they going to go with Cassio, or are they going to stick with Fairy Peak? Cassio had a pretty good track record. I mean, they won Worlds. Fairy Peak's in his first year, and I don't think he did too bad of a job with the Vitality team that didn't make a roster change. Difficult conversations to be had about who goes where, and what does that mean for the leftover coach? Do they go elsewhere? We'll have to wait and see. There is conversations following up about how Monkey Moon will be going to Geneva this week to finalize his departure, proving to Vitality, doing like a farewell video, kind of final goodbye, similar respects given kind of how they did Extra, because Monkey Moon was there just as long and had some pretty big accomplishments with that team while he did so. On top of that, Monkey Moon and the rest of the Vitality team is kind of memeing a little bit, where a lot of bees and memery being replied with everybody involved with the organization You even see the Twitter have the bee as their icon. It has been that kind of conversation piece. Whether they're baiting or not, I don't know, but it seems like all points lead to Vitality with Monkey Moon. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like everything's ready to go. Also, as of right now, and the reason why we talk about this one is BDS not expected to field a team, but a potential chance to come back in the near future, exit the scene on top without any additional financial risk. And because of that, we can kind of pick and choose how we want to approach. If we still have desire to be in Rocket League, if the right opportunity or the right price comes along, we can get back in. But I don't think they're in a rush to do anything. I say that, and then we jokingly find out about a new event. Take the Throne is a new event that's going to be put on in Geneva to basically do a localized event for BDS. It seems like them and K-Corp continuing to push forward what can be an esports organization in this industry. But they are planning on doing an esports tournament organized in Switzerland, powered by BDS. It is going to be on November 23rd. They talk about the location, and it is a Rocket League tournament. And with that, they give us some interesting facts about it, which is the teams that are invited. 3 teams invited: BDS, Vitality, and K-Corp. BDS doesn't have a team right now, assumedly. So who are they going to field for that tournament? There is a chance that Monkey Moon may still be under contract, and this could be his farewell match for the organization. That's potential conversations going on where it'll be Monkey Moon +2, and they do their final tournament together until they move on. Obviously, Drawley will be playing for K-Corp because he has officially signed. That's all confirmed. So maybe they find some fill-ins, kind of like how K-Corp did with Nolly during the offseason. We'll see how that plays out. They will be inviting 3 other teams. Hopefully it's like G2, Furia, and Falcons or something to that extent. And then they will run a qualifier, but it's for Swiss teams only. Keep that in mind. So if you are from Switzerland, you may have a pretty easy path into an international competition event in Geneva, which would be pretty dope. So 6 invites, 2 qualifiers. That is what's going on. I expect more off-season tournaments announced here shortly. I think anybody who is waiting to see what the next couple months are going to look like before we get back into RLCS 2025 shouldn't have to wait much longer. But with that, if you guys have any additional questions about rosters or what's going on, I will do my best to keep you guys up to date and kind of figure out what the heck is going to be happening as these teams start to formulate. It's going to happen sooner or later. I would assume teams are going to start to develop and build and start working towards that next step as some of these big key players and puzzle pieces slot in. I think NA still has a long way to go, though. So should be interesting. Either way, as always, if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications, hit me up, stop by the stream. We always talk about these, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.